G'day folks, welcome to this continuation of the last Blitzkrieg campaign. We got through a few activations last night. I think it was 2 German, 2 Allied activations, and yeah, this is the point where we'll continue from. So we had a lot of activity up here in the north. We had 12th Volksgrenadier trying to break through here. 99th Infantry Division were kind of eventually activated and shifted their line just back a little bit around here. We had 14th Cav just pull back to a better defensive position. If I hover over here, we can see we've got 2 Cav formations there. I can't quite see if that's a battalion or not. It might be a smaller formation. On this road. And I've been eyeing this situation. Actually, I was doing it last night, just after the end of the stream. I was looking to see if I could get Kampfgruppe Piper through to Bullingen. And I thought I found a way, but now I can't remember it. If they come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 down this way. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They could attack here, is what I was thinking, and try and clear this road, maybe. That's one possibility. One of the things I love about last Blitzkrieg is just this study of road networks. So Kampfgruppe Piper, which starts way up here in the northeast, they have got so many options. They're on this primary road, tact movement. Tact movement on a primary road is half movement, as you can see here. So they can go a long way. 16 movement points with these formations. They could strike through here. They could try to punch a hole through there and mix with 12th Volksgrenadier. I think mixing is going to be inevitable given the density of forces around here. They could come further south and maybe try and punch through those engineers at Schonberg. They could make there, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, there's zone control there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They'd be just short. 15, 16. I'm going to wait with Kampfgruppe Piper. Then I think I might do. I might head way down the bottom here, way to the south, and start activating some of these German infantry units formations along this very southern edge. There's a lot. This is a big map. There's a lot to get through. There's Schnee Eifel. I've got 3rd Volksgrenadier here. They haven't activated. I've got 277th. They haven't activated. I'm just wondering if I need to clear a road. This is my priority. This is what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking, how do I clear a road for Kampfgruppe Piper? There are so many possibilities. 277th could just drive west there, but you can see these 99th Infantry Division formations have really done well to, battalions have done well to block these roads. If I look at 3rd Volksgrenadier, their problem is movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. They could make it up to here, but then they'd be attacking across a river to... maybe that's the way to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a shame these guys are stopped on the road. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So I think I might do that. Just get 3rd Volksgrenadier up into this area. So we'll think about these guys. They are fatigued, so they may not get a second activation. It's going to be hard for them to get a second activation with the 6. Alright, let's make a snafu roll for these guys. Let's find out. In fact, I should have brought this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm not sure. That bridge isn't open. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have done that with my last German activation to give them a better supply route. We'll do that. Alright, so 3rd Volksgrenadier activating. Snafu roll. Hey Lynn, welcome. I don't know if you saw the last one, but I made a lot of really clumsy errors, so I'm going to slow things down a little bit. Snafu roll. It's a 7. They have got... I think this counts as a cross stream as a 1st SS unit in their path. This could be close. So we've got game specific. Where have I left my game specific charts? Game specific. +1. So 7 goes up to 8. Fatigue, however, brings it down to 7. Now, no mixed formation, but okay, so we've got optimal distance, but they're crossing the stream. So +1, -1, and they're on a track, unfortunately, which brings it down to a 6, which is a partial. That's very close. So let me double check those numbers. Roll to 7. Fatigue is -1, 6. Game specific, +1, back up to 7. Optimal, 8. Well, they're not crossing streams, are they? I don't think combat trains... This is a question. Are combat trains considered within a formation's blob for either mixed formation, or what I'm looking at is this 1st SS unit here on this road with the 3rd Volksgrenadier. Does that 3.2D? Okay, so if they're blob, okay, where's information about their blobs? Stream crossing is only if the train paths crossed. Ignore combat trains, out of command units. Okay, so I ignore combat trains for that blob. Crossing of the streams is... Yeah, okay, that's good to know. Thanks, guys. Path between the headquarters and combat unit uses any hex used by another formation's headquarters and its combat trains. So this is a clear path, despite the 1st SS. I can't quite see what that is. It's Kampf group. Can you tell? They're good, so that gives them a narrow double objective. And bearing in mind 4 movement points, not a heck of a lot, but they could go. What do we got here? And they got low ARs as well. They could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and hit 14th Cav across that river. Now the river would count as terrain, give them a sort of a modifier. They've got good ARs as well, and they're a dual unit. And yeah, but we could say that this would be the 3rd Fallschirmjäger's primary sort of area of operations down this southern area. And if they succeed in this combat and force 14th Cav back, maybe it opens a path. The other alternative is they go 1, 2, 1, 2. They could make it to here and get an attack on these guys here. It's going to be a bit of a mixing of formations if I do that. So these guys could move. If you see this bridge here, they're not using that bridge. They're moving straight to this hex here. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4 into this forest, and launch a big attack here. That's probably similar odds. It'd be one less modifier for the AR, but then we'll have infantry in a terrain hex. But my feeling is if I can punch this open, it's probably better for Kampfgruppe Piper. The downside here is, look, this is all a consideration. I've been going on for about 12 minutes just before I've even made a move. These are all the sort of considerations you make in these formation activations. I could go up here. I don't know how you draw lines on this. So I could head up here. I could head down here. If I want, I could head even further down here. But I think the advantages of popping the 99th Division open here are better than pushing 14th Cav back down the south. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to set 1, 2, 3. I could do both. And set an objective on each. That's really spreading out the. That's really spreading out the formation. I have the movement capacity to just hypothetically set an objective there and an objective down here and set 3rd Fallschirmjäger along this road. The problem there, I don't know what's going on with this road here. It seems to disappear. I don't know if that's intentional or a typo. Overpass destroyed. Okay, so that's intentional. So if I do that, it kind of gives me that one less advantageous modifier in what is already going to be a pretty tough combat. I think I'll throw everything at this attack up here. So double objective there, and we can move our guys. So nobody here has a 3 AR. They're all 2s. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they're in their they'll be within range once they move. We'll go use our sort of higher step. These are pioneers with only 4 steps. These guys have 5. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is leg movement into a forest, and these guys will go 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's a full activation. They rolled a 7. Optimal distance 8. Game specific 9. Minus fatigue back down to 8. Yeah. So full activation, double objective. We'll move these guys up first and we'll get our main attack going here. This is going to be a pretty important one. If they can get a really good roll here, this will punch this road. Oh, sorry, the other thing here is let's get some coordination going on these headquarters. So let's place a marker, a coordination marker. And these guys also suffer from coordination. And big important attack. See, just double checking. So coordination. I'm just double checking that coordination placement. Application marker 3.0, step B. D. Mixed formations, blah blah blah. To each formation involved, formation is currently mixed. I'm trying to find the exact rule, but I think you place the formation marker when they move through on both. Formations are mixed if any unit begins within or enters during movement any hex inside an active formation's blob. So they'll be mixed and suffer coordination. All for this attack. So it better be worth it. Here we go. Combat roll 8. 8, 8, 8. Okay, let's see how we go. We've got +2 is 10. It's a double objective. What support do these guys have? They've got no support. So 10. Double is 11, 12, 13 for the suppression, 14 for assistance. The defenders have an AR of 3, which brings it down to 11. 99th infantry, oh geez. So 14 down to 11. 10, 9 for their prepared defense. 9 in a terrain hex is 8, so that's an A1 situational. A1 situational. They're in prepared defense, so they will take a step loss instead of retreating. Even if I needed basically a roll of 11, I think. So slim chance of that happening. Unfortunately. Now I could go 1, 2, that's about all I can do. So let's get 4th Volksgrenadier out on the left side of this road. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these guys will go 1, 2, 3, 4 up to there. And they'll sort of occupy this area. Sorry, I should move my headquarters up first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll bring my train up to here. So they'll use this secondary road through Manderfeld. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll try and push the 12th Volksgrenadier further to the north. And 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll stack with the headquarters just in case. So I kind of like to do that. You never know when there might be an American counterattack around the corner, and that little infantry formation could just help the headquarter from being jumped. All right, fatigue on a 1 to 3. Yes, unfortunately. And second activation on a 6. No. So they are done mode. Okay. An American activation now. And we've got the 2nd infantry who could have a 2nd activation. They don't need to do much just yet. We've got the 106th. Maybe it's time to activate these guys. Most of the Germans around this area, except the 62nd, have activated. So we have to go a long way down before we find another viable formation. Alright, we could do CCA 9. Because we know the Germans are coming, we could put them maybe in some better defensive positions. So we'll try and activate these guys. Make a snafu roll. It's a 6. Game specific for the Americans is a -2, so that brings it down to 4. 4. Where is their train? It's all the way over here, which is along trails. So 3. Geez, they are very close to failing, but not quite. So they get a partial. They're in prepared defense anyway, so the best they can do is a partial. I'll grab those objective markers that I didn't clean up. I have to leave them there, and I'll make some more down the bottom here. In fact, they don't want objectives. They just kind of want to think about, where are they? So we've got these guys over here, some mechanized infantry, and the headquarters with their tank destroyer support. Yep. And where are the Germans coming from? They're going to come from everywhere, and kind of want to defend this northern area. I think 4th Infantry can hold their own. So let's get CCA 9 just to push out a little bit to the left, maybe. It's a screen. Excuse me, a screening unit. That'd be good way up north. This is all infantry, and deployed infantry can march into excuse me, a screening unit. I did this in the southern campaign. It was just completely useless. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm looking at this road here, clear terrain. Yeah, maybe I just move up along the. So this is the Sur River. This is the Ur River running down here. Yeah, I could dismount those guys, put them into, leave them there in some tough terrain. Could pull CCA 9th headquarters back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So they could go on this sort of secondary road here to still provide supply for those guys. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3. I don't know what I was thinking. That's out of range. But if they just come back, one hex maybe. And then we'll bring our armor up into this little corridor here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And I might sack these guys together. Yeah, look, hard to know what is going to happen. I'll just move their supply train. Actually, I don't need to, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's optimal where it is. So, small formation. This is pretty much where they were active during the southern campaign. I'm just trying to move them into a better defensive position. Hopefully this will be a decent defensive stack. Hopefully these guys can hold out. They're pretty decent. Decent against infantry, maybe. Certainly against the low ARs of this Volksgrenadier in this area. And no objectives, so no fatigue. Chance of a second. Oh, hold on, sorry. They have partial movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're okay. Chance of a second activation, but I don't think I'm going to worry about it. If partial no headquarters movement, that's a completely new rule for me. I didn't know that. got a PDF of the rules here. Partial. So I'm just checking the rules on this. Oh, I've prepared defence. No headquarters movement. Oh, I wasn't aware of that either. I wasn't aware that headquarters were under any movement limitations. Formations in prepared defence can recover fatigue. Prepared defence. An HQ under prepared defence orders can't do a voluntary retreat. Sorry, I'm just checking all these rules. I'm reading through the rulebook. This is where it's probably easier to use the index than it is to do a word search on the PDF. So prepared defence in the index, headquarters movement 4.7a. So 4.7. Okay, headquarters move during the activities phase, except they will lose any prepared defence markers they have if they move. Ah, okay. Well, look, is it worth it? Well, I've done it. So, basically, I think my understanding is they can move, but they lose their prepared defence if they do so. That's new to me. I did not know that. I wasn't aware of sort of limitations on headquarter movement. Whilst it makes sense, it's they're organising defensive artillery. That's why that's the idea of this prepared defence. So they can't move. If they do, they kind of lose that ability to coordinate. So they won't do a second activation. Yeah, they'll be done. Okay, now Germans, and look, I may as well keep attention up the top here. And I might activate 326, see what they can do. They're fatigued. Snafu roll is bad. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a partial. 4 down to 3, plus 1 game specific, optimal. Puts up to about 5. So 1 objective. Oh, jeez. Look, they could try to clear this unit out here. That might provide a path if they succeed. It gives 12th SS this northern route. Let's try that. It's worth a go. So these guys will attack. Look at how their low ARs. These guys will attack. They will assist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they're in command range. So here we go. A 10. Well, these guys got a 4. So it's a 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for suppression, 15. Minus 4 is 11. 11. There's no prepared defense there. 11, 10, because there's 2. 9, because it's in the terrain. So that's 9, which is an A1 situational. There's no prepared defense for the 2nd infantry. So that is actually, they don't take it less a provisional A1, so no loss, and a retreat. Not automatic retreat, just a 1, 2, 3 hex retreat. And they can advance. I did not expect that. Did not expect that at all. Now they also have one more artillery point. They may as well throw some artillery here. It's a slim chance, but that's partial. So their artillery's halved. Assist unit must be must be adjacent to the attack unit. I did not. You're throwing up all these rules that I wasn't aware of. I thought they just had to be adjacent to the target. (5.1i). Okay, so 5.1i. Assist must be attack capable, adjacent to the defender's hex, adjacent to or stacked with the attack unit. Well, they could move there. Now they can go one. Oh, geez, how can I work this? The attackers, if I want to attack this hex, I could go half. It can't be done, can it? If I wanted to, how about I go 1, 2, and these guys will assist to make legal. So I didn't bring these guys in to assist, I brought this other reinforcing unit in to assist, which frees up these guys. They've got red support. Did I count that? That'd be an extra 1 modifier. 10, let me double check this, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, minus 1, 15, 14, 10, 9, 8. It's still the same result, but with traffic. So, there's a traffic marker in this hex. I will bring the ersatz unit up there as well. Yeah, okay, so I think that was legal. I think I forgot the red support modifier forward to the defense, and yeah, brought that legal assistance up. I want to get the 322nd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's hard. There's not a lot. They're a small formation. They don't have much going for them. With one objective, I can't do anything else over here. I said I was going to use... Yeah. That's it, basically. I could move my infantry and my headquarters out 1. I'm a little worried about what the 2nd can do. I'll stay there, I think. So they did launch an attack, so I will roll the die for fatigue. They increase their fatigue. Chance of a 2nd activation might be worth it. They fail anyway. There we go. They're done. What I was thinking is if they got a 2nd activation, and they rolled well, maybe they could have tried to attack out here at Holfen. So they are done. Back to the Americans. That's a 99th Infantry. They're separate to the 2nd. So yeah, they're done as well. So let's look down. 2nd hasn't activated yet. I'm holding this. My thinking is I'm holding this activation, trying to hold this activation because it's a pretty big formation, holding a pretty important area in the north here. Huge formation. Look at their blob. If I just highlight the formation, that's big. Adjacent to now this primary road in the north, but also close to this primary road just further south. They could always do sort of a preemptive activation and try and strengthen their defences, or wait and see where the 12th SS go. And I think I'm leaning towards that latter option. Wait and see where the 12th SS go and then respond. They'll be pulling back, I think, but in which direction? Whether it's sort of... the secret line restricts their movement. In what way? They can't move the west wall. The allies threaten to stop terrain. Okay, that's good to know. So So these guys, these reconnaissance unit, will have to stop here. Gives me a bit of security, so I could move that unit up, but I'll leave them there anyway. So yeah, we're going to pass on the second for now. As I scroll down, you'll see a lot of spent formations. We've still got the 106th, and they're adopting a similar strategy. Wait and see what Kampfgruppe Piper do, and they'll respond accordingly. Scroll down there, done. We do have CCR 9. Now this is probably a good formation to activate here. Maybe. That's one option. If I scroll down further, we do have way out here the 4th Infantry, and maybe it's time for them to go. I know they're going to be attacked. They can probably get into better defensive positions, because if you look, these guys are out in the open, and they got smashed when I played the Southern campaign. So let's try and activate them with the Snafu roll. Ooh, okay. That's not great. It's going to be at best partial, because they have a prepared defense. It's a 4 with a game specific -2, brings it down to 2. 2. No fatigue, no coordination, no mixed formations. It is optimal distance because their train. Actually, no, their train is all the way over here. Why is their train all the way over there? So they have to use these tracks to get out. That's the -1 that's going to cost them a fail snafu. They're on 2 because of game specific. 4 -2 is 2, and because of this track, because their combat trains aren't here. If their combat trains were here, they'd be okay, but they're not, and so they're not. That's a fail activation. There's not much they could really do except attempt a. They're not going to do a failure flip recovery. They're not going to bother about that because they've got 0 fatigue and nothing really adverse affecting them. Instead, they'll try for a second activation and fail. So nothing. 4th Infantry Division absolutely shocked and stunned into inaction, and they're not doing anything. Okay. There's opportunities for the Germans now. We might now, while we're here, activate 212th. A 7. Excuse me. 7 + 1 is 8. Where's their combat train? It's up here. So optimal, but cross streams because it shares a hex. So that's basically an 8, I think, which is a double activation. Let's create some objectives. And let's set some objectives. Now let's think about this. I've got some coconut in my throat, I'm sorry. Okay. So keep in mind, if you watch my live playthrough of the Southern campaign, there are boats. The Germans have rubber boats that they use to remove the movement point cost of the Ur River. Something else. One other rule to remember. On this day, subtract 4 movement points from the MA of any German unit. So those I'll come back here in a moment, but this Kampfgruppe, these guys, basically, if they've got a functional MA of 12 or more, which most of them will have, we subtract 4 movement points. Yeah, okay. So keeping that in mind. Hopefully I haven't missed that anywhere. I don't think I've done much attack movement. I can't remember how far they moved, but they had movement left they were going to use before they were stopped. Hopefully everything else is okay. Hopefully I haven't broken that rule. But it's something I'll try to keep in mind. Okay, so objectives. Where are we going to put these objectives? I mentioned how vulnerable this unit is, and now they're even more vulnerable. I just want to surround Ektenak. This, the way this worked in the Southern campaign was I surrounded it and they suffered isolation, attrition until they were eliminated. It's a city, so it's a tough nut to crack, and they're good infantry. I can go 1, 2, yeah, I can attack here with some of this infantry. I could also attack here with my pioneers and some of these other guys coming down, or I could attack the engineers, or I could save that for the 276 Volksgrenadier. I have to think. So the other issue I had with the 212th in the Southern Campaign, I can relocate. That's right. They still have. I could relocate this combat train with the 4th Infantry over to here. So I'll do that. They still technically get I think it's an activation phase where they can move their headquarters. That's about all they can do though, nothing much else. There is a list, incidentally, on one of the sheets of what you can do during a fail. It's things like flipping counters, combat trains can move, enter a prepared defense, return dropped support, and enter screen. That's about it. And headquarters can make voluntary retreats. So I'm looking at options, and okay, this is a 2, 3, 4. I could get an attack on this hex potentially. This unit could come. Oh no, I can't. Sorry, they're there, and they have. I'm going to get this these supporting units out of the way. So they have red support. Lots and lots of attached artillery. No, you're fine, Lynn. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to slow down intentionally because when I speed up, this is when I make mistakes. My thinking here is all revolving around this 4th Division headquarters. I want to somehow get around Echternach. I also want to get my headquarters down and put them in range to help out. So these units, when they advance, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, they've got to be in range of this headquarters. If they can come down, I've got to think about what road they're going to use. And I might bring my combat trains along this road, and they'll use this. Yeah, I might have to park the headquarters just here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. Park them there, and bring my combat trains down to there. So this will this will be their supply road basically. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It gives them a decent range for. That's their command. Oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's huge, actually. Yeah, covering all the 4th Division area of operations. So, options now are: do I leave this here or do I shift it over here? 212, 1, 2, 3, 4. They could make it and they could get an attack, and it's an easier combat because they've only got an AR of 2, 3 steps. They've got an AR of 4, 4 steps. Having said that, these guys are out in the open. The engineers are in a village, so it'll be +1 modifier for them. They're actually effectively +3 with the AR. These are +4. It's a slightly easier combat, and if I can punch these out of the way, it might open the road for 276 to come 1, 2, 3, not quite make it to the headquarters. But if I get a second activation, I could really isolate, I could corner 4th Infantry Division down here. In Southern Campaign, when they linked up with CCA 9, it was pretty tough along here. If I can just push them down to this map edge, and keep them down here and stop them moving around, I like that idea. Am I talking myself into this? So what I'm thinking is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and attack here, and setting this as an objective, and setting this as an objective, not worrying about the Echternach, not worrying about the Lauterborn. We're going to pocket these, we're going to try and force them into a difficult situation at least. So we get combat going here, and these guys have their 3. They also have red support, which is really good for offensive combat. So let's get combat going here. Combat roll is a 10. This is going to be good. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Before we subtract the defenders. 17 minus 2 is 15. Prepared defense, 14. 14 in a village, 13. With support, 12. Which is a... maybe I missed one. I'm not sure if I counted their prepared defense, which might bring it down to 11, which is the same result, which is a D1 and an automatic retreat. So they lose a step and they retreat back to their headquarters. No support. Ah, support is dropped across the river, of course. Support dropped. Should be the same result. So I'll double check. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 minus 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Yep, same result. 11, D1, retreat. And we'll advance into Berdorf. Ooh. Now they really want a second activation. Because if they get that, hey, we can be at Meduna. Well, close enough. Let's get these guys across. 1, 2 and a half. And they want some support, so they'll say, hey, actually no, these will be the support. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. They'll be the primary unit with these guys, penal unit in support. And combat roll 6. This isn't going to be as good. This might be a situational. So we've got 3. So I've got 6, 7, 8, 9. Support is dropped. 10, 11 for suppression. 12 for assistance. That's not great. Minus 4 is 8. 9, 8, 7, 6. 6. Which gives us an A1 result. That's unfortunate. These guys were really successful in their Southern Campaign attack. I'm going to leave the Pioneers there, but I'm going to get some other guys across over here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Should I take Osweiler? Yeah, I think I will. And I kind of just want to get these guys across the river. 1, 2 and a half. Good to get them across the river whilst they have that benefit of boats. I think what basically happens is the boats deflate by the 17th of December and they can't use them anymore. So it's only on the 16th when the boats are full of air, these rubber boats. And yeah, they can't use them the next day. So that's the... oh, they've got some bicyclists over here. What are they going to do? They're trucked, so truck units on a track is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, they're not full, they can't cross the river. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And put them down there. They'll get ready to cross this bridge here on their bicycles, which are considered trucks. They're really, really tough, basically German engineering, hardy bicycles that feel like trucks when you're riding on them. I've seen photos of these German bicycles. They're not to be messed with. Deadly, deadly machines. Okay, I think that's it for them. They launch combat, so on a 1 to 3 fatigue. Ugh. And second activation on a 1 to 4. Yay! This is important because, yeah, boats only in the first activation. Okay. So let's roll for this snafu. 6 plus 2 is 8. -1 is 7, but it is optimal ghosted. That's a 7. That's a double activation. I can now shift all my units, because this will give you sort of a hint to what I'm planning. Is 1, 2, 3, and get an attack on this space with the headquarters. I can attack here. I can cross the river. It's going to be expensive. It's +2 to get across the river. So these guys can basically go 1, 2. These guys will hop off their bikes and go join them. This locks Ectonact in. Right, this will also now create isolation for these guys. And I can do more. I can't do more actually, because they'll be locked in as well. Unless I... yeah. But what I'm thinking... sorry, I should place my objectives first. Is... big double objective here. Yeah, drive the headquarters away from this area. Actually, I'm going to go 1... yeah, they have to go there. Am I counting rolling terrain for combat? Rolling terrain. You know what? I don't think I was. I don't think I have been. I didn't notice that it was terrain for combat, so no, I think I've missed that. This is the brown terrain here. It's +1 basically modifier when the defenders, and I don't think I counted that for there. That's something I need to be mindful of. So what's the fourth? They've got 1 engineering unit. AR3 engineering unit defending them. In a prepared defense with red support. It's going to be tough, but... or is it better? Do I play the long game and just sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, and just sort of isolate them? Highlighting this command range again, I can get into Konsdorf. And... yeah, open the road basically for 276 to come down here and support. I might do that. I'll just play it a bit safer. 1... oh, so I should set my objectives. And it might be this unit here. If I set a double objective... I'm thinking about how to lock 4th Infantry down in this area. I definitely want to attack here. Do I want to make this a double objective, or do I want to get a second? The biggest decision I'm often making is double objective or split. Double objective gives me a +1 modifier when I attack. Split objective gives me 2 different attacks. This, I think, is an important one because it'll really let me push in on the right flank of the 4th Division. This one less important, so I might go double. I don't think this left-hand attack is going to be that important now that I'm not directly attacking the headquarters. Instead, what I'll do is 1, 2, and I'll hold there in good defensive terrain, and I'll go 1, 2, 3, and this pins the whole left flank of 4th Division. They can't move west from here because of zones of control. In fact, they're not AV zones of control yet. But they will be next turn once this bridge opens. The support can get across, and we'll basically, I'm going to send these SUGs to these battalions to help out, and these guys will just panic and won't move. Alright, so this is where the combat's happening. It's a same again, these guys attacking, these guys supporting, no support. It's a double objective, combat roll, I want a big one. That's not a big one, that's bad. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 because it's double, 10, 11, 12 with suppression and assistance. That's bad. They have got 12 minus 4 is 8, 7, 6, 5 for terrain, which is an A1 result. They take another step loss. That was unfortunate. If I could force retreat here, it could have enabled this unit to then move closer as well. And well, look, as it is, 4th Infantry are pocketed in this area. And they're all done. These guys are done. It opens the path for 276 to come running down because they're on foot. they can use their 8. Still foot movement. Let's finish off this activation though. So fatigue, they've all moved basically. Fatigue is fine, and they are done. So I'm looking forward to 276th activation next. So they're done. They're done. We've pretty much done everything south of Dekirk. We have this very spread out 110th. They're done as well. CCR 9. I don't have many options left. CCR 9 or the 106th. You know what? I don't think they're going to be able to hold out and wait for Comfort Piper. So nor will the 2nd infantry. I might get the 2nd infantry first. All right, let's activate these guys. They've already been used, so this is a chance for a 2nd activation on a 4 or more. Oh, it's done. So they don't even get an activation. And Piper rubs his hands together. Well, it's rather 12th SS. I can't remember who the commander that is. So they're done. And back to the Germans. Sorry, scrolling back down to the bottom here because I really wanted to activate 276. And they get a snafu roll, and it's a good one. And they'll get a double. And they have options. They have so many options. Let's highlight their formation. It's a small one, but they're in a good position. So I want to keep them west of 212. And they can come. These guys can basically flip. I'm just looking at 8. They go 1. CCB 9th Armoured Division. Where are they? Oh, where are they? They're up here somewhere. There's their combat train. CCB 9th Armoured. I do not know where CCB... I can see where their supplies are drawn from. There's 14th Cavalry Group, which is around here. You would think... CCR 9th. Sorry, I know I'm scrolling around on the map a lot. I'm trying to find the CCB 9th Armoured, these guys. I'll have to look for them. Lynn's saying check the reinforcement schedule. Oh, okay, so I get to place it when I choose it for an activation. Okay, good to know. Thank you, Lynn. I would have missed that as well. That's part of the northern sector, which I am still a bit rusty on. So, look at this formation here. And I think 1, 2... Where's the headquarters? Yeah, the headquarters can cross... So they enter near St. Vith. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can reach Medinak. I can capture Medinak this turn at a stretch. It'd be really ambitious to do so. It's a possibility. It'd mean mixing, suffering from coordination issues. But really, cutting CCA 9th off. The other possibility is I just sort of loop around 1. It's been 1 to cross the river, and 2, 3, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6, 7, 8. I can loop around and capture Hulla. They'd be on their move side and somewhat vulnerable. But it'd just be nice getting behind that armour with at least one formation, and the rest can sort of move in. One action rating if I do that. Very vulnerable, but enticing. 1, 2, 3. I kind of want to do that. So I've got to move my headquarters again down to a position. I could put them. Oh, it's all forest. That's a forest there. Okay, I didn't realise. I thought it was just woods. I didn't notice that little forest edge there. It's all forest along the river mostly. Yeah, okay. So I might bring the headquarters down one. Oh, let's look what bridges are going to be open next turn. This bridge here. So 276 needs to ask some questions about their supplies before I do anything. Principally, where are they going to draw supplies from once they get across that river? And until this bridge opens on the 19th, they're going to be limited. This doesn't open until the 22nd. This one opens on the 17th, but there's no way to draw. I need to kind of get up here to Bettendorf and draw supplies across this bridge along the track to here. So for now, basically, 276 is going to be restricted by their headquarters going 1 down to here, basically, and yeah, not being able to get into Medinac safely and sustainably. So headquarters have moved down there. Now let's still look to isolate these guys. So I want to do this. 1, 2. Sorry, no. Wrong unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 6.5, 7, 8. Well, that's not as good. They can get into Wold Billing, which is in command range. I'll do it. Alright, what can these other guys do? 1, 2. Do I risk an attack on CCA 9 in their good defensive positions? Sorry, I should have set an objective, shouldn't I? Before I do any of this movement. Yeah, I think I set that as an objective, and I try and get one attack off on them. 1, 2, 3 along the rail line. Oh, is leg rail? Yeah, it's 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 along the track to there. These guys will join them. 1, 2, 3 into there, and we'll get our main attack on CCA 9th, 89th Battalion. Okay. Whew, combat roll. You move to 12th. You moved to 212th Volksgrenadier unit. Which one did I... I should have. I think that was from my last movement. I just didn't clear the movement markers. So that's 276, that's 276, 276, 276. Let's get their combat train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Old Billig. That's a 276 unit. It's I'll zoom in a little bit because I know yeah, that's a 276. So big combat going on here. It's fair to say not the best chances. They've got drop support, of course. but they're going to need a really good roll. That's an average roll. So 7, 8, 9, double objective 10, suppression 11, 12, assistance 13, minus 13. It's a duel, so 12, 9 for their AR, 8 because there's 2 combat units, and 7 because it's duel in a terrain hex, which is just an A1. Well, it's an A1 situational with traffic. A1 situational means they're not CCA 9th, they're not in our prepared defense, so they will retreat 3 hexes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, they'll advance there, but there's a traffic in that hex. Alright, that worked out surprisingly okay. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this. Germans are doing pretty well. Half, 2.5, 3, 4. I guess we'll mount these guys up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And mount these guys up. 1, 2. 1, 1.5, 2, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stacks retreat as a whole stack. Okay, thanks, Lynn. I'll go back to there. And that's it. So combat train, I'll just double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This road here. Oh yeah, they need to flip to their move side. There we go. I'm going to move the combat trains just south. 1, 2, 3 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? It might be best to put them there because I think they're going to switch to this road in the long term. So this is sort of a longer term option for the combat train. Fatigue roll now. No fatigue. And a 6 for a second activation. Ew, it's so close. Oh, they're not fresh. Fresh would give them a +1 modifier. They need a 6. This poor formation. They did so well. Done mode. And we're done with them. Look, Germans are... it's interesting. When I did the Southern Campaign, this series of attacks here did really well. And a new strategy to drive down and isolate 4th Division. We're now pushing CCA 9th back. I mean, these are big mechanized infantry. These are some hard guys. All right, let's look at the reinforcement schedule now for the Allies. On this turn, they get CCB 9th within 2 hexes of. Sorry, while I zoom up and around, there's some V here. Within 2 hexes of 30, 11. So within 2 hexes of here, and reinforcements. Here we go. How cool is that? That's about 10 minutes quicker than me fumbling through my counter trays. So within 2 hexes of here, where's the threat? The threat's got to be to the north, I think. What's everywhere? The threat is everywhere, but right now I'm worried about the threat to the north. So we'll put them there because their combat train is up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They've already got fatigue 1. and yeah, put them there. So they're looking to move out around Honsfeld area. Around here, I think I'm going to hold these guys back a little bit on this primary road. So let's they're placed when I choose it. Place units according to the above, and that is their activation being placed. I can then try to reactivate them, needing a 4. Hey, they get a second activation. All right, what is their activation? It's, oh geez, that's going to be a. I think this is a fail. -2, -1 for fatigue is -3. That's down to 1. Their second activation is a fail activation. Sorry, so they should get optimal distance +1 to 2. That's still a fail. Yep, that's it. So they're ready to move out. They're just not moving anywhere. Oh, CCB9, you let me down. Alright, so they're done. Back to the Germans. Sorry, I'm scrolling down again. Really excited about what's happening out here. And maybe we get the 352nd to clear out Bettendorf. Move on Dekirk. They can do it, right? Within the one activation. Within the one sort of, or 2 activations. Right? The crowd choose. Yes, they can. And we'll activate these guys. So, snafu roll with a few decent modifiers. 352nd. Where's their combat train? It's here. And they're suffering from cross streams. So this might only be a partial. So we've got 6. Fatigue is 0. No coordination. No mixed formation. Game specific for the Germans is +2, so it goes up to. Sorry, +2, +1, so it goes up to 7. It is optimal distance, 8. Crossing the streams, 7. They are crossing with the 5th Volksgrenadier there. But that's all. It's a 7. They narrowly secure a double activation, double objective, sorry. What are they going to do? Let's plan this out. Command range. They can do anything they want within that. We're going to leave 110th, 29th there. We might hit 3rd Battalion of the, what is this, the 28th Regiment? I can't see myself getting much further than that on this first activation. I can't see myself reaching Dekirk. I'm pretty sure it's a city as well. Yeah, it's a city, so it's going to be a bit of a grind. So, let's hit this with a double. Do I want, the other option is, do I want to send some guys south of the river? Just to support the sort of the northern flank of the 276. Might be good to just send the ersatz battalion. Be half. That's only 1 to move in there, so be 1.5, 2, 3. They can be in Eppeldorf. Yeah, but of course. Okay, so what bridges are going to be open? We're going to have this open tomorrow. Jeez, okay. What else? It's going to be. Maybe I should have done the 5th Volksgrenadier first. Try and clear out Vianden. Maybe I help them attack. 1, 2, 3. I think I do. I think I want to split my objectives and try and force that unit out of the way to help 5th Volksgrenadier. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to get an attack in the south and an attack in the north. If I can clear this unit out, it makes it a lot easier for 5th Volksgrenadier to clear this very important bridge through Vianden. Very, very important. It's the only bridge with the secondary road opening tomorrow in this whole southern sector. There's no secondaries apart from Echternach, which isn't going to fall within a couple of turns. So yeah, this is an important bridge. I want to help the 5th Volksgrenadier. Let's try and do that. 1, 2, 1, 2. how am I going to get this done? What I'm thinking also is I don't want to mix formations. I want to keep clear roads for the 5th Volksgrenadier wherever they end up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can get across there with support. So we'll try and push these units together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we'll get an attack going on here. So support is dropped because they can't get across that river. So there's no red support for this attack. And a 5 isn't going to end well. Who are we looking at here? This is 109th, 28th. They have a prepared defense. So yeah, it's going to be tough. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for suppression, 11 for assistance. That's pretty low. -4 is 7, 6, 5. It's an A1 result. That's not good. I tried to help 5th Volksgrenadier. I'm sorry I let you down. Alright, now we've got some other options over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting across that river on boats. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Providing assistance. Main attacking force. Assistance. Needing a better roll than 5. Sorry, Vassal, when I said I needed a better roll, I meant like a lot better than a 5, not just one better. That's pretty much the same odds, so it's just going to be one better than a 5, which is a 6, which is still an A1 result. That's a bad start for 352nd. Alright, they're going to go a half, 1.5, 2. 2, 2, 2. So before they do that, my headquarters. Bring them down to here. Yep. Which enables them to go. Oops, not them. Them into Eppendorf. Yeah, just to kind of restrict CCA 9's options. These guys can go 1, 2. Oh, I'm sure they can do more than that. 1, 2. I'm looking at this railroad here. And I don't think I've ever done anything like this, but if the railroad crosses the stream, so the stream would normally cost +1. Oh, here we go. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Put them south of the sewer river. Just double check my command range. Everyone's in command range. Everyone's happy. Got these guys as well. How can I get them across the river without mixing with the 5th Volksgrenadier? 1.5. 2.5. 3, 4. They can come a long way on those roads. 1, 1.5, 2, 3. And I'll stop there. And this is their markers. Can't forget that. 352nd will move their trains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. So they're set up for the future. We did a combat, so 1 to 3 fatigue. No fatigue. Will they get a second activation on a 5 or a 6? No, they won't. So they're done. Alright, so a bit of hit and miss with the Germans. Back over to the Americans. Now, I think they're all done in the south here. Alright, moving north towards Clairvaux, coming up. There's Hosingen, there's Clairvaux. They're all done. Alright, moving more north towards Saint-Vit. They're done, but we've got CCR 9. And yeah, we'll try and get the second activation of them. They get a second activation on a 5 or 6. Hey, they get a second activation. And okay, I know. Okay, what do I do here? The second Panzer's gonna push around here this turn. 116th. Got a few good roadblocks here with the 112th. Options. So many options. I'm kind of contemplating a prepared defense. Just to hold these hold this little area here around Asselborn. This is where I think 116. This is where all the German mechanized units travelled through. This little area here. If I can somehow hold that, but it's a good dual unit there. What else have I got around here? Okay. Yeah, if I can hold this hex, I think that's what I want to do with a prepared defense. So, as part of the preparation, I'm going to enter a prepared defense. So the best I can do is a partial activation. They're not going to be moving far from here though. Snafu roll is really good, but okay, limited to a partial, no objectives. They just want to move 1, 2, or 1.5, and sit there. I'm going to bring these guys 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can't get that far. They'll stop there. Puts this zone of control along this road nexus here, and these guys might just hold right here. I cannot pronounce this word. Trois Vierge. Right there. And their combat trains are here. Not the most optimal location, so we're going to move them. This may be the glitch in the. Here we go. That's when we get around it. You select multiple units and then drag. Okay, so I'm going to move this combat train down to here. I like that CCR9 defensive position. Again, prepared defense limits their counterattacking capabilities, but this is key. This is key, and this is kind of just a backup. I could, again, half movement. We'll leave them there for now. That looks pretty good. None shall pass, they say. And no fatigue. Oh, wait, second activation, so fatigue, but nothing increases, so they're okay. Railroad track is 2. Okay. Where were they? What's their movement trail? They were here. They went 1, 2. Okay, so they went 1, 2. Oh, they've got to stop. Okay. Well, they'll go to there instead. Close enough. I like this movement trail. You can kind of see where they've moved to. Alright, so that's them done. Over to the Germans. And I'm going to shift south again. We've done most of these formations. We're up to the 5th Volksgrenadier. These guys here, let's show their formation. So a lot of infantry, a couple of trucks, red support, which can't get across the river. And what do they want to do? Well, in the main campaign, I think they came down here to Ettelbruck. They captured Ettelbruck. They kind of swung around to the south. They punched this unit out of the way. And 110-28. Where is it? Where are they again? This is prepared defense. I don't know how they did it, but they did it. So they still want to push this unit out of the way as well. Let's check their snafu first. 7, that's going to be good. Up to 8, 9 now. So they're good for a double activation. And then we go 1, 2. Alright. Let's try this one first. 1, and I'll bring up these guys in support. Oops, what happened there? 2 units there. Alright, so that formation is active. There's some pioneers there with a good AR. This is going to be a tough defense. It seems futile, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, 3, that's going to be terrible. That's going to be a 3 plus 3 is 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 4 is 5, 4, it's going to be an A2 result. Can I even make it to these units? That terrain is... what is it? It's slope, which is +1. So it's 1, 2, 3. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they'll also try what seems to be a futile attack on these guys. These guys, they are in... okay, so the prepared defense, there is the other option is to just do a bombardment in the hex or a destruction. So I've used 1 artillery down here. They have got 2 more. I could do 2 barrages with artillery and hit on a 4 or more. I might do that. I'll do a destruction roll. I get two artillery points to fire because they've got 3 intrinsic. I've used 1 here, 2 left. So when you do artillery barrages, you can either use suppression for a die roll modifier, or forgo that and instead try and hit them and cause casualties. I'm doing this because this is just a 2-step unit, and you have to declare that before you make the roll. So I'm going to roll 2 dice and hope that I get 2 results of 4. I'll show you the charts to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Barrage, it's a unit in terrain or prepared defense. They hit on a 4, 5 or 6. You roll 1 die per target unit, 1 loss on each roll. There's only 1 unit there, but I'm doing this twice. So 2d6. If I get 2 4 or more, they're dead. Oh crap, that's I forgot they don't show you the results. So here we go. First roll. Yes. Oh, they take a hit. And then 1, it's a 1-step unit, but I still get my combat, just without the suppression modifier. And that roll is 7, 8, 9, 10 for assistance. Minus 4 is 6. Prepared defense 5, terrain 4. They suffer 2. Close. Came close. They're down to 1 step. Yeah, well, there's not much else we can do now. We'll keep 5th Volksgrenadier on this southern row, southern sort of path here. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4. Get these other guys across. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't want to mix. 1. We'll just go up to there. Put these guys on foot, and they'll go 1, 1.5. Stack there. No prepared defense outside of that's right, of course. So they don't get that prepared defense modifier. 110.28. Where is the headquarters? So they would have got it, but they didn't. I think they suffered miserably anyway, so it was nowhere near a retreat result. And so where are the bridges opening? This is the main bridge, so I want to get my headquarters down. 1, 2. We'll park them there. We'll leave the trains there. Get my supports in line. And roll for fatigue. We suffer some fatigue. And do we get a second activation? Would really like one. No. 5th Volksgrenadier is done. Okay. So let's shift back to the Americans now. It's done. Click some of these markers. Alright. So they're done. Everything south of here is done. They're done. I think we're looking way at the top. Oh, here we go. 108th Infantry. They get a chance at the second activation on a 6. Hey, okay. So, alright. What kind of activation? Got to keep these clear. What kind of activation do they get? It's going to be a fail, right? A 3 minus 2 is a 1. Even with optimal distance, it's back up to a 2, which is still a fail. Yeah, they're done. 3. I'll go through it again. So if he rolls 3, you can see 3, 3, 3. Game specific is minus 2 down to 1. Optimal distance back up to 2. Nothing else to help them. That's a fail, snafu. Back to the Germans. And, well, we've still got the 26th Volksgrenadier down here. We have the 110th, 28th. Now their headquarters is... Okay, so they're in command range. They're not. So they don't benefit from prepared defense. Can you guess who the target's going to be? Of the 26th Volksgrenadier. That's right, it's these guys. Let's, where are they? Here we are. Activate them for a full activation. Let's get ourselves some objective markers. And definitely want to attack there. Again, the common question is, do we split or focus? And I think with only a 2-step unit here, out in... No, it's actually in a village. Walsingen's a village. So I'll split it. And I want to keep these roads clear. Panzer is done, but I don't... the mistakes I made... We can get there, command range. The mistakes I made in the Southern Campaign scenario was cluttering up these roads very early on. So I'm going to be really focused on not doing that. They've got a huge command range. They can reach Clairvaux right now without even moving. They will move a little bit though. These are good infantry too. 4 ARs. Won't be able to get my armour across. This is the main bridge here, the Dustberg Bridge. You've also got the Gemund Bridge in the south. But this one provides that primary/secondary road support, which makes this an important objective for 2nd Panzer. Okay, can I get to here? It's going to be what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can. with support following the same path. Assistance following the same path. These guys do not have a prepared defense. What I'd really love is kind of like a commander's morale speech where you can just add an extra modifier to really important combats like this one. Imagine if like every army, like the 7th Army and then the 5th Panzer and the 6th Panzer, they get like one commander's speech and you just add one extra die roll modifier. Okay. Daydreaming over, combat roll, boom. Oh, God. Someone heard me. The vassal gods heard me wishing for extra modifiers and they punished me with that. 3 plus 4 is 7, 8, 9 to separation, 10 for the assistance. 10. Minus 4 is 6. Terrain is 5. That's an A1 result. Boo. Oh, it's frustrating. This is where I broke through in the Southern campaign. It was beautiful. Straight through to Mardelange. But anyway, it's not going to happen because of that 3. Alright, Hosingen. Let's get there with these guys. Okay, so I'll move them one at a time, but basically they're following the same path. 1, 2. They do benefit from prepared defense, which means they can just cancel a retreat, which means again I'm inclined to use my artillery for destructive barrage, and because I have 5, I've used 1 here, I have 4 left. I'm going to spend 3 in this destructive barrage instead of using it for suppression. So I get 3 die rolls, needing, again, they're in terrain, prepared defense, 4 or more, on just 2 of these to wipe out this unit. Oh, defender has support as well. So what did I say, that was a 5, it may have been a 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, minus 4 is 6. Prepared defense 5, 4, 3, yeah, 2 steps. I forgot about their red support. Okay, so I get 3 die rolls on this unit, only 2 steps. 2 of these need to be 4 or more. Here we go. 1, 2, come on. Yes, they are wiped out 2 steps before and sent to the graveyard before I even need to engage in combat. They're wiped out so I can advance, and I've captured Hosingen, and we've got a path. It's a path through to the west. So go west. They're going to go half, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. Now we've got our reconnaissance unit here who can set a second objective. Why is this important? Well, because I could shift north and try and hit this unit in Marnik, get them off this Skyline Drive, which will facilitate 2nd Panzer moving into the roadblock that CCR have set up here. It's almost like the Americans know what I'm planning. Yeah, I needed that good shooting after this failed combat down here. Alright, let's, how am I going to get my headquarters across? So I can't go too far because of this, despite their good command range, it's not unlimited. I'm going to move them up to here. That's not their red support, is it? That's, yeah, so this is where things get, this is what I don't like, how things get mixed up. If I flip them over there on foot, 1, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've captured Villavilts, and are pretty happy with that. Look at that, there's no one standing in their way to Bastogne if they follow this road around and then come down here and then around and then, yeah. Alright. Alright. Oh. Here we go. Where am I now? So here, headquarters has moved up. They're still fresh. They're optimistic about a second activation. These guys and these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. They're on their bikes. Well, not quite bikes. They're rushing. They wouldn't have been in a position to engage in combat up here once they flip over to their move sides. Alright, we've still got these guys. And these, I've really been sacrificing these VOR units. Kampf Group Kunkel. I can't get across the bridge. It's just, here I am dreaming about what I'm going to do with this reconnaissance unit, and I can't do anything with them except move them up to sit with my headquarters and talk about what they're going to do. What are you guys going to do? Oh, we're going to set this objective here. They'll have to wait until next turn because the bridges aren't open. They can't get across the river. They don't have rubber boats for their half tracks. Fatigue on 1 to 3. No. Second activation. They're fresh on a 3 or more. Come on, Spinner. Yes. Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave the VOR units behind. Let's see my snafu roll for this second activation. It's beautiful. It's a 10. I could attack those guys or just forget about them and keep moving west. Let's look at the potential for these guys. I can move my headquarters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can move my headquarters all the way up to... Let's get a marker. What did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can capture Eschweiler on this. Oops. Didn't want to actually move the headquarters. I just want to move the marker. I can get that far, which means that my units can move even further beyond. If I do that though, it puts the TAC units out of command range. And they'd suffer attrition, which is interesting, before they even cross the Ura River. They're suffering isolation attrition. And I'm thinking to myself, is it worth it? It's only going to be one. They're going to have a safe path, just outside command range. They'd lose one step. This is just my sacrifice the VOR mentality. If you guys can't get across the river, it's your own fault. Rubber boats were supplied throughout the division. Why didn't you guys get them? Headquarters can't cross river. Lynn's saying headquarters can't cross river even with leg movement. Oh, is that something in the special rules? Rubber boats. Okay. On December 16th, the rivers have no MP for German leg movement allowance units during their initial activation only. No, I should have got them across. I didn't know that. Look, I think in the value of hindsight, I did not know that. Can't do it on the first activation. Yeah, okay. I'll suck it up and set my objectives. Again, I don't want to clog the roads up. I just want to inflict some damage. So I'll set these objectives. Can't get my headquarters across. They're within range. I can bring. I'm ignoring that unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. We'll get an attack here. Actually, I can set a double objective here, and they're both counted as being within that double objective range. So I can do that. Yeah, double objective plus our modifier. I should clear the movement so I can tell who's moved. Alright, combat straight up here. This is, again, only a 3-step unit. And I'm again tempted to throw some artillery at this. I have 5 artillery. I could throw 3 at this and 2 at this, just to try and eliminate them. This was quite a tough grind getting through Clairvaux. If I can reduce these units quickly, again, a 4 or more is needed, and I get 3 dice. I'm going to do that. So 3. They must stay deployed. Lynn's saying that you can't use rubber boats. No, look, for German MA units during the initial activation, nor do any roads in the hexes being used connect. Unprepared units can't use this rule. Okay, so these guys, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The soldiers are grumbling, and I'm just telling them to blame Lynn. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they can't move on their unprepared side. It has to be prepared, basically. Hey, IDJ. That looks better. It's definitely better. It's working out really well. I'm almost at the end of the first day. This is going to be going for about an hour 45, but I think I've done a lot of activations. I'm about to attack around Clairvaux. So this is the centre, sort of 2nd Panzer's here. You've got 116th further to the north. Panzer behind them. They can't activate this turn. So they... I'll also clear the move markers because that was their first move. About to attack up here with 3 artillery destructive rolls, needing a 4 or more. If I got 3 4s, that unit's dead. 1, 2, 3. I got 2. So decrease steps. They may still die if I get a good combat roll. Here we go. That's a good combat roll. 10. I'll bring up the chart because I'm kind of always reaching behind me. Combat. Here we go. These are different to the charts I'm accustomed to looking at. So 10, no support. 10, no suppression. 4 for their AR is 14. 15 for assistance. Minus 4 is 11. 10. 9. 8. And an 8 is an A1 situational, so I take a step loss. But hey, someone's going to the graveyard. And we can advance in the hex. I don't want to advance because it blocks the road that 2nd Panzer has reserved. Like, hey guys, you're on our road. Okay, never mind. We are also now eyeing off this unit, and we can go. Who can reach? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 2 units can reach, which leaves this sort of area, these kind of formations here, free to advance as far west as they can. Basically, Drufelt and Wilverwilz. Now we're going to attack Capping here, and again, I think 2 destructive barrages. So if I roll 2 4 or mores, that unit's dead. Nope. Okay, so this one didn't work out. Combat roll is okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dual objectives, where is that? Attack a double objective, here we go. 12. 13, 14. Minus 4 is 10. 9, 8, 7, which is an A1 situational. That's not too bad. Decrease steps. 1 artillery hit would have did it. Lynn's pointing me towards 4.7A, 2nd paragraph. Regardless of its movement class, headquarters cannot cross or enter terrain prohibited by to try. Oh, okay. So even though they're foot, they can't. They couldn't cross the river anyway. So it's not that. It's not the boats rule. It's just they, despite having foot movement allowance, they're treated as truck movement for restrictions. Whatever terrain trucks are prohibited from entering, such as marsh, slope, major rivers crossing, even rivers, headquarters can't cross. That's an important rule that I should keep in mind. Basically means the headquarters cannot cross this river, even if they wanted to. Even if they wanted to on their first activation, I can't do it because trucks are prohibited from crossing that river. So that's okay. I'll bring this command range back, and they'll just kind of go 1, 2. I could move up and sort of start to move behind Clairvaux. It's good to get sort of an attack from behind. So it'd be 3, 4. I'll do that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vilvervilts. All right. Command range and fatigue is good. We're done with the 26th Volksgrenadier. I'm pretty happy with what they did. They cleared out Marnik on the first turn. They've reduced what is this formation? Can't quite see. But they're down to 1 step. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking okay. It's looking okay. All right, back to the Americans. Yeah, I did. That was that I lost their step. It was a situational retreat, so they're down to 1 step. Just looking around, making sure there's no formations I've missed around here. The Americans don't have many options left as I look up. 110th, 14th Cav. When I say they have no options left, they are done. And the Germans, I think, have free reign. I'll put these 2 units on the bottom so I can see the headquarters clearly. Yeah. German freedom to move without fear of American response. I've been reading the No Time for Trumpets rules. I'm up to about page 20 odd, and it's not that complex. It's just really, 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 really repetitive. You've got the same, basically, headquarters. Headquarters are really important in a Time for Trumpets, and you've got command ranges for your headquarters. So much like this, you've got a command range. It's the same in a Time for Trumpets, but you've got army level headquarters, then you've got corps level headquarters, and then division level headquarters. 99th Infantry Division. Where are they? They're at the top. They're done. Yep. And they all follow basically the same rules. You must have, subordinate headquarters within range of their parents. So a corps has to be within range of army headquarters. Divisions have to be within range of corps headquarters and so forth. It's really, really straightforward, but the same rules are explained for every level of headquarters. So you've got a rule section on division level headquarters. Division headquarters must be in range. The range is indicated on their counter. When they flip over, they do this. Corps level headquarters must be within range of the army headquarters. It's just the same rules over and over and over again, which makes it a really tiring read. It's easy, at least thus far it's easy. It's easy to grasp. It's just slogging through. So I've been sort of, it's a chore to get through. But it's all set up and, see how fast I can read it. Right, let's So Panzer is done. They now are done. Right next to them, we've got 2nd Panzer. Let's see what their activation is like. 5, they're fresh. 6, game specific. 7. Oh, sorry, I should move those trains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 2nd Panzer to here. That's a double. And they need to think now about, this is going to take some planning. A very, very important formation. I can't, of course, get across, my army can't get across, but if these guys get onto their move side, they can. Yeah, they won't be able to get far. It's 2 to get into here, to cross this river. 2, 3, 4. They can't really go far, can they? Alright, let's get them up. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3.5. Half, 2.5, 3, 4. Not much happening really. Next turn's their big turn. We'll move the tanks up to the front. Yeah, let's get everyone ready. They're ready to cross this bridge when it opens tomorrow. There's still a chance of a 2nd activation, of course. Happy with their combat. Actually, I might move their combat train. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll leave it there for now. It's optimal distance. Yeah. No fatigue. Chance for a 2nd activation though on a 3 or less because they're fresh. Hey. 2nd activation. Snafu is perfect. Now they could attack Clairvaux this turn. I didn't have that when I played through the Southern Campaign scenario. They are in range. There's a huge command range for this formation. And they've got some engineers, 4-step engineers, prepared defense. Let's look at the terrain around here. It's very interesting. It's basically, they're in a city surrounded by terrain. It's a tough nut to crack. I might even want to think about, so I can bring up the bicycle infantry and these guys. Now they're across the river. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I can get kind of into this hex up here. 1, 2, 3. So I could set 2 separate objectives again. They've got a low AR. So I might do that. We'll have an attack on Clairvaux. 1, 2. We'll come in from the north. 1. 2, 3, 4. They can assist that attack, and then 1, 2, 3.5. It's interesting. So it is. I mean, I'm definitely learning. IDJ is asking if it's easy to play the aggressor and make better attacks. Yes, but at the same time, the Americans have a much better defense. And I'm getting better with, just, it's not hard to set up a defensive position. It's just kind of like, what is a good defensive position? For a start, prepared defense. Secondly, sometimes, key terrain, armoured units like to defend in the open. They get a +2 modifier if defending in the open. Having 2 units stacked together, which is why I just moved this unit here. So instead of just using this unit here, what's their move trail? Alright, so they were here, I think. I could have just gone there and they'd been able to assist, but I just thought, well, what if the Americans counterattack? There's only 1 unit here. So instead I've gone 1, 2, 3, and now they're double stacked. And if there is an American counterattack on this hex, they get a +1 modifier for being stacked together. It's a simple little thing, but that's why they moved around this way. The Americans can't move south because there are zones of control, and they're not looking to move sort of south or east anyway. And being here also blocks potential reinforcement zones of control. They can still get in to the area, so they could go 1, 1.5. And they'd have to stop there. They could go 1, 2, 3, 4. They could get there, but this infantry unit can't get into Clervaux unless it flips over. So I've kind of isolated those as a headquarters there as well. This unit, it's a unit in Clervaux, and I'm about to attack it. So it's a tough combat here, I know. I will throw in my artillery for suppression rather than destruction, because how much have they got actually? Let's have a look. They've got 2 attached. I've got 5 total artillery to use. But this is a city, and cities do not like being barraged. We've got barrage here. Cities 5 or 6. So this is a different situation. This is terrain, which will be a 4, 5 or 6, so that might be better. For here I'll do a suppression. So combat die roll. Oh god, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus 3 is 7, 6, 5, 4. It's an A2 result. But that's okay. Kind of to be expected with Clervaux. I didn't expect to hit it, even if I got a retreat. What's it called? Conditional retreat result. It's just a step loss. This, however, might be better. And in particular, yeah, Linus is pointing out that the Allies can spend 2 artillery points every time they spend barrage a hex. The Germans only get 1. So basically, instead of, I could have moved, for example, I could have moved a unit here, and if I have an objective, I can just barrage a hex without attacking it. I don't often do that. It's usually just spending spare artillery points. But the Americans can spend, you're limited to 1 if you're not attacking. The Americans can spend 2 with those destructive artillery when not attacking. I'm kind of weighing up the pros and cons of suppression versus destructive. I can spend 3 artillery points on destructive barrages here. It's a good way, it's a good easy way to reduce this unit. They're under a prepared defense as well. So, you know, best case, a good case would be to cause 1 hit via the combat. And you know, this is just the infantry. They're not really going to break through a lot this turn. I think I'll spend 3 of my artillery. I've got 4 left. I'll spend 3 of the 4 on destructive barrages. Here we go. Needed 4 or more. 1 hit. Okay. And now the combat without that suppression roll modifier. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for assistance. -2 is 10, 9. Let's go. So 12, 10, 9 because they're dual. 8, 7. And a 7 is an A1 situational. So the attackers lose a step, the defenders lose a step. That's okay. So you see, because of the destructive barrage, I caused a step loss. Now they're down to just 2 steps, which is I mean, this is a pretty wily little combat command. Highly mobile. Yeah, look, I'm pretty happy with that. That's the end for 2nd Panzer. So for fatigue, I can't recall actually. Fatigue increase. Second activation, it's 1 to 2. Combat table was used, so it's a 1 to 3. Yep. They are no longer fresh. Okay. Well, there's still a couple of Germans to go. I might run through one more and then call it for the night. We're heading on just over 2 hours. This is big. So this is about 3 hours now, just on the first day, the 16th of December, and this is a 16-turn scenario. So you're looking at, well, probably got another half hour to 45 minutes to go, because there's some big activations coming up. 116th get a chance to activate. 62nd can activate, and they can do a lot around here. Then looking further north, we've got Piper, who will activate on a 2 or more. First SS will activate on a 3 or more. 12th SS on a 3 or more. And yeah, these are going to be big ones. This is going to be a lot of road calculation, which is the stuff I look at. So I won't record myself looking over the map and planning what roads they can take. But that's what a part of this game that I really love. So back to the 560th around here. I might do their formation activation just to finish up for the evening. Snafu is beautiful. It's a double. And oh geez, what are they going to do? Let's highlight their formation. It's not huge, just a couple of infantry, and really they want to get across the river. What do they want to do? Clear this highway, basically. Get rid of this unit here. They've got 5 artillery, so we might look at a destructive barrage here, and we might look at just an attack here. Thanks, IDJ. Take care. Just an attack here, just maybe with a slim hope of pushing them off the road a little bit. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we can go 1, 2, 3 and a half. And we'll get these guys to lead with these guys in assistance, but this is going to be a destructive preparatory barrage. We're going to throw 3 points at this because I want to wipe out this unit. So 3 rolls at 4 or more. They're gone. That's what we wanted. Send to the graveyard. Attack is successful. They can advance. That's what I wanted. And with that done, I can go 1, 2. Where does this road go? Yeah, 3, 4, and get behind that unit. And they might be attacking without support because 1, 2, 2.5. Yeah, no other unit can make it. I will move these guys up to here, and I will move my headquarters somewhere. Oh, so I should have moved them earlier, sorry. Oh, I might move the headquarters down here because they'll be getting across that bridge. actually, not so far. 2, 3, 4. They've got a very interesting supply route. The 560. Where is their combat trains? All the way back here. I'm going to link them along these tracks. It's not ideal, but I mean, options are I could move the headquarters into there, but if they get attacked, they'll be jumped and there'll be issues. So I think they're going to suffer the the track modifier plus the combat trains if they get a second activation. Alright, and then these guys will just advance into there just to kind of hold that area. Do I want to do that? Or maybe just shift them down here to be able to get across this bridge and further south. Oh, maybe even further. 1, 2, 2.5. Yeah, okay. I'm not, I mean, in the back of my mind I'm thinking, if the Americans counterattack, there's a hole in my lines. But the Americans are really not going to be in a mindset to counterattack through severing. So we've got a pretty weak attack going on here. I do have 2 artillery points left. I spent 3 down here, 2 left. Given that I don't like my chances in this combat, and given that it's open terrain, and because open terrain provides, you know, better. Oh, hold on, they're in a prepared defense. So that's going to be 4 or more, anyway. I'll throw 2 artillery. I'll throw the artillery in as destructive anyway. So 2 rolls at 4 or more. 1, 2. Hey, that knocks 2 off. And then combat without the suppression is an 8, 9, 10, 11. Jesus, no assistance, no barrage here. It's not dual. Nothing going on. It's just 11. -4 is 7. 7. 6 is an A1 result. That's not too bad. And they will roll for fatigue. They suffer some fatigue. They'll roll for a second activation, 4 or more. They don't get it. So they are done. But I think they did pretty well there, clearing that unit off and causing 2 step losses. That's a kind of a long-term benefit to the Germans, as opposed to the short-term benefit of clearing them off that location. And I'm going to round it up there. So let's, as I shift north, we've got, I think 116th will go next, then actually maybe 62nd will go next, and then 116th, because 62nd can, what are they going to do? Oh, look, I'll think about this later. But 1, 2, prepared defense. I counted the prepared defense. They don't have any support. Oh wait, that's where were we? Yeah, they've got prepared defense, but no support. Oh, they do have support. Here they are. So that should be an extra modifier. So it should have gone down to what was it? I can't recall the die roll now. It was an 8, wasn't it? 9, 10. I'll do the maths again. 8, 9, 10, 11 minus their 4 is 7, 6, 5, 4. So it's an A2. Decreased steps. Yeah. So more of an evenly matched battle. It's interesting the decision you make around. So hopefully I've been kind of explaining it, explaining why I'm doing destructive barrages here. So I thought the chances of them causing a retreat result was slim. I mean, to get a retreat, keeping in mind situational would just cause a retreat loss. So they need an 11 or 12. So let's do the maths here. And I don't often do these I never do these pre-calculations, but if they need 11 or 12. Let's work out all the modifiers if they do suppression. So they've got suppression +2, no assistance, plus their AR is 5. So the attackers have got sort of -5 from what they need. The defenders then have got 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a net +2 die roll modifier. If I need an 11, basically I need a 9. 9 or more would cause a retreat, I believe. If I've done that maths right. If I roll a 9 +2, it's 11. Yeah. So not too slim, but... And again, you if you want, you could do all these calculations and figure out exactly what you need to cause the retreat. That's if I did suppression, of course. Right, suppression +2 plus my AR is 5. Without the suppression, I needed an 11 or more to cause that retreat result. The difference is, I guess, how you're kind of weighing up how vital the hex is for control, and I think if you really want to clear. Well, it's two options. If they're a low strength, so here, it was a low step unit, and I used that destruction barrage to kill them, which cleared the hex. I didn't need to force them back. I could just wipe them out through that destructive barrage. And I had 3 rolls, needing a 4 or more. I figured the odds were in my favour. Up here, needing a 9 or more, the odds aren't in your favour. And I figured I'd take the long-term approach to grind down that American infantry battalion. I thought, just at a glance, that my chances of forcing them off that location, if I got the retreat, they'd basically go 1, 2, 3 back to their headquarters, and they'd be off the road. That'd be great. That would certainly be the best option. But chances of rolling 9 on D12 is... What's Google going to tell me? D12, that's 2d6, isn't it? Chance of getting 9 on 2d6 is 27%. So you got basically a 1 in 4 chance of forcing them off the road. I'd say that's pretty slim. And especially knowing my odds for these really important combats. As soon as Vassal hears that I've got an important die roll coming up. Yeah. And what did I roll anyway for that combat? It was an 8. So that was the combat roll. So I would have failed anyway. It would have been a situational retreat, which would have caused just 1 step loss. Granted, I wouldn't have lost 2 myself. But anyway, that's some of the various kind of factors that go into your thinking just for one combat. Yeah. Hey, games from the front. No, this is the full. Hey, your first one. So what are you playing? You playing Last Blitzkrieg or Baptism by Fire? This is a full campaign. So still the first day of a full campaign, full map, 16 turns from this day, the 16th. This has been going for over 3 hours now. Also check out the Tabletop's Edge because they've been doing a full playthrough as well of Last Blitzkrieg. There's also some great videos by Mike Bravo. If you want to Google Mike Bravo, he did some really good examples of play from Last Blitzkrieg. So we've done everything now up to this far northern sector. So where are we up to? Around here. So yeah, these units here. We're going to try and break through somewhere along there. Good news for the Germans is the Ur River ends here. So all these, there's no bridges to cross. Well, there's no major bridges to cross in this area. Yeah, nice. You've got using version 2 of the rules. There's also version 2 of the charts. Yeah, good luck. It's so much fun. I'm really enjoying it. The more I play it, I mean, I didn't close Vassal last night. I left it open, and so I've been working today and keep coming back to this and just looking at the roads and the options. So, you know, I'm looking at, let's zoom in here, and I've got 12th SS here, Comfort Piper, 1st SS. I need to check German charts. Yeah, so they get some reinforcements. They come in entry area B. So they come in here and drive west. Couple of, I've got 150th Brigade as well. And they'll be limited, so they'll have to subtract from their movement allowance. I've got to remember that rule. But options. What looks interesting? Okay, so 12th SS, they can go 1, 2, no, they want to take this northern road. 1, 2, no, it's trucks, so 1. Let's look at the attack movement here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They'd have to drop support 8.5, drop support again. Another unit could then come through 8. They'd be about 9. They could drive up here along the north. There's a lot of dropping of support if I do that. The other option for 12th SS is come and try and weave through. This is where the 99th have set up a good defensive position here. That's going to be a tough grind, and I don't think I want to spend the SS doing that. If they come further south, there's more formations along this secondary road. Oh, sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to do with the 12th SS. Big, hard-hitting formation. Dropping support, maybe hitting Hofen. Because you can drop their supports without setting objectives. And I'm pretty confident. So these would have to subtract... Look, I'm not going to do this now, I'm going to do this tomorrow, but because of the game-specific rules, they would have to reduce their movement allowance by 4. So subtract 4 from their movement allowance. So they'd be down to 10. They'd be down to 12. They'd be down to 12 as well. This is a reconnaissance unit, so yeah. Dropping support, attacking Hofen, maybe moving through. So taking the northern road around Elsenborn. I think that's the best option for the 12th SS. Follow this primary road, because these trucks will move super fast. If I can punch through here, these trucks can go 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they'd be stopped by the infantry zones of control. That's a shame. The TAC units can move straight through. We've got 3 TAC moving units. One would have to disengage those supports, which leaves 2 to get an attack on Hofen. That could be a really important attack. If I can send 1 unit in, shock combat, regular combat, these guys are dual, I could spend a 3rd to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to go not very far to end up in Hofen. But if I've done it again, sorry. If I clear out Hofen, and if these guys are forced to retreat back to their headquarters, which is all the way to... Actually, they're out of prepared defence range. They're out of command range. Oh, no, they're not. They're just in. So they would be... they would be able to use that prepared defence to make a stand. Okay. Well, that changes things. I think it's worth it though. They'll certainly give it a go. If they roll really well, again, they can do a couple of shock combats. Oh, they'd have to disengage the support from there as well. There's a lot of disengaging of supports and a thin and vulnerable supply link across here. I could move my trains up here, I guess. That's an entry hex. So I can move... I'm pretty sure I could move 12th SS Panzer combat trains to here. I can draw supply from here. I'll have to double check the rules on supply sources for the Germans. That's a track as well, so I'd be using tracks. That's one option. That's one big option with a lot of consideration. They could try to punch straight through here. These are only two-step task force out here on the far left. I could try and grind their way through here. I don't like that option. And as I said, activate 277. Maybe I'll do that. Activate 277 first. See what they can do here. You never know. They could get a good roll, force an automatic retreat. Highly unlikely. Maybe the better option is to drive them south and try and get a retreat here on that unit. So tactical hint: trace primary, secondary roads west. Yeah, so that's you've got a track there, which is going to be really problematic. So you kind of, I don't know if it's viable. Might be best to come straight down, link up with first SS Panzer. If I can focus so much attention on those two units. Sorry, not those two units there. If 277s can come down, hit them. If first SS can come through and hit them, open up that primary road through Bullingen and Malmedy over here in the west. That's probably the better option. Focus everything on here. Frustrated that 12th Volksgrenadier and 3rd Volksgrenadier didn't do better here. It's going to be even more mixing of formations, but if they can get just through this little wooded area, there's clear terrain and rolling. Yeah. Look, like I studied this for hours. I could just stare at this map and think about these various options for hours, but it's getting late. I'll wrap it up here. Thank you, everyone. Take care, and I'll continue this soon. All right, bye all.